All rise. Support Corporate Judge Vanda B is now in session. Justice case number JVB1086, Easley case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay, Miss Easley, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
So I met Nicole about 9 months ago. She normally comes into town when she is here on a traveling assignment, and the lady next door rents out her home to travel nurses. And so over time, we, kind of clicked and we started hanging out. Her children would come over and play with mine. And we just, became really good friends. And so this particular time, she had another assignment somewhere else and her current nanny wasn't available. And so I offered to keep the kids. I had just finished special agent school and I had some downtime. So she was like, well, it'll be about 6 weeks, but I probably just need you for the 2 weeks and my other nanny will come and get the kids. And I said, okay, cool. I told her, a price. We kind of made the arrangements. And then over time, after the first week, I didn't hear from her. She didn't.
Wait a minute. So after a week of you having her children, she didn't call you. She didn't check on them. No FaceTime.
I couldn't get her on the phone. I would call. I would send her a text. The kids would even call. I think that the 10-year-old has a phone. He even tried to call.
Buckle up, guys. Today we are going to witness a shocking courtroom drama unfold. At first, it looks like a simple babysitting favor, but within minutes, we learn Nicole left her children with Easley and vanished. No calls, no payments, nothing. The judge leans in as the story begins, and already the tension is thick. This is where the case takes its first dramatic turn.
Ages are 10 and
7.
10 and 7. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Boy and girl.
Okay.
Yeah. So after the first week, I was like, okay, well, maybe she's just busy. I know nurses, they work 12-hour days. Cool. The second week came around, I didn't get the next payment. The next payment would have been through Venmo. She didn't send me no money. She didn't send the payment. I still couldn't get her on the phone. So at the time, my fiance had just got back in town, probably a couple days after she had left. And I kind of was telling him about what was going on. And he, was like, well, just give her some time. And, just to me, nonchalant about it in a way. And so he ended up having to go back out of town for an emergency work trip. And so I remember when he left that next week when I couldn't get her on the phone again, I happened to just call him and I couldn't get him on the phone. And I was just like, okay, something isn't right. Mm-hmm. My detectors went off. And
mine
I was
are
like,
too.
Okay. So, so I ended up pulling his location and I realized they were in the same state.
Oh.
I said, well, maybe that's a coincidence. He travels a lot,
He travels a lot.
He travels a lot.
She travels a lot.
She's a travel nurse. She should only be at the hospital. She shouldn't be anywhere.
All right, guys, now the suspense builds. Easley shares how she tracked her fiancé's location, only to discover he was hiding out in the same state as Nicole. When she finally FaceTimed him, Nicole's voice slipped out in the background, confirming her worst fears. This isn't just about abandoned kids anymore. It's betrayal on a whole new level, and the judge knows.
Well, who's to say where I should be, but okay. Well, who's to say you should wait your turn?
And so, so I end up, I remember I ended up FaceTiming him, and he didn't answer, which is unusual because he would call every night. He would check in. The communication is never our issue. So the next day, now we're probably 2.5 weeks in. I got him on the phone that Wednesday morning, and I happened to hear her in the background.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
And so I said, where you at? He said, I'm getting ready to go into a meeting. And I said, oh, okay. And I left it at that.
Oh, wow. I've never held my teacup this long.
So now we're going on, now we're 2.5 weeks in. And so I decided to call her again. She ends up calling probably that afternoon and was like, oh, I'm sorry, I've been working and it's just been crazy at work and, I'm sorry about the kids. And so I was like, well, where you say you was at again? And she told me where she was at. And I was just like, well, what happened to the nanny that was supposed to be coming? And I said, I thought I might have heard Michael in the background. Are you sure? You at work? And she kind of got an attitude and got real defensive. And I said, I'm at work, and, you offered it to the kids, and I'll get you your money, and just...
the audacity. Yeah. You're keeping her kids.
All of that.
And you have kids of your own.
Kids of my own.
Wow.
So and they're older. So I don't... Yeah.
Here's where it gets intense. Easley directly confronts Nicole about leaving the children, about the money that was never sent, and about catching her with Michael. Nicole's response? Defensive and dismissive. She dodges responsibility as the judge watches carefully. What started as silence from Nicole is now open defiance, and the cracks in her story are beginning to show. Now the lies really start to unravel. Easley reveals how she used reverse psychology on Michael, and under pressure, he admitted Nicole had been right there with him. This was the turning point where everything Nicole tried to deny came crashing down. Easley keeps her composure while exposing both Nicole and Michael, and the courtroom feels the weight of the truth.
And he didn't show up. I still haven't received payment, and I sent her a text. I was like, look, you need to make an arrangement for your children. I did this out of the kindness of my heart. You got to figure out something. Didn't get a response back. So I ended up getting my fiance back on the phone, and we ended up getting into it. And I said, I asked him the same thing. Where you say you was at again? And I said, well, I talked to Nicole. She said you was with her. I played the reverse psychology thing.
Right.
And he said, huh? Uh-huh. And I said, Nicole said you was with her. You on a work trip? Did you invite her? And so for him, he was like, well, no, man, she popped up on me. And so he didn't know that I really never spoke to her.
Wait a minute. So he went on a secret rendezvous trip with Nicole here.
They both left.
Didn't. Excuse me.
I don't even know if
I was speaking. Hold on 1 second. I was speaking to her. I'll get to you in just a minute, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Can't wait.
Yeah, so I don't even know if she really was at work. At this point now, me and him into it, I'm about ready to go drop her kids and my kids off somewhere and get in my car and get on the road. So at this point...
You didn't do that, did you?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. You kind of hesitated.
Stage, Easley lays out the chaos Nicole's kids caused. Broken cabinets, clogged toilets, and damage all over her home. For 3 long months, she carried the burden without relief. The judge and audience are stunned that Nicole could disappear and leave such destruction behind. Easley's strength is clear, and Nicole's neglect is undeniable. Alright guys, now Nicole finally speaks, but instead of taking responsibility, she attacks Easley. She admits being with Michael and claims she paid through their joint account, as if that solves anything. Her excuses start piling up, but the courtroom isn't buying it. The judge looks on unimpressed, and Nicole's credibility is hanging by a thread.